Notre Dame has landed a second commitment in the class of 2027, this time coming from Williamson, Alabama linebacker Ellis McGaskin. In 247 Sports listing, McGaskin is a three-star linebacker ranked number 19 overall at his position, but in the 247 Sports composite, McGaskin ranks a four-star, number 209 nationally and number 13 among linebackers. Irish Illustrated has subscribers covered on exactly why this is a big pickup for the Fighting Irish. Now, as stated, McGaskin is an undersized linebacker, but he is a very quick and instinctive player. When he's near the line of scrimmage in particular, he really uses that instinctiveness to be able to read and diagnose run plays. If there's a delayed handoff, he's able to work off of, the quarterback and get to the running back, even though it's designed to kind of put him in a tough situation. And there's a lot of violence in his game. When you're coming downhill as a linebacker, what you want to see is someone who's able to get off of blocks both with like quickness, but also using their arms, separating themselves from blockers with physicality and with some violent intention. And you see that all over McGaskin's tape. Block destruction and violent finishing is a major, major part of his game. Now, he's good in space too. When you see him in pass coverage, there are reps where he's able to drop back and kind of occupy passing lanes that the quarterback thought were free. Sometimes he gets a little bit lost in the shuffle with the offensive line. So it becomes easier to lose him a little bit and for quarterbacks' eyes to betray them with what McGaskin's true intentions or responsibilities on the rep are. Now, beyond just diagnosing well for running plays and everything, he also does a pretty good job when he's in pass coverage of keeping his eyes forward. He doesn't really worry about the loss of momentum from, dropping and, having to keep the ball in front of him, right? Usually if you're sprinting, you turn your back to the quarterback, you want to get there quick, but he's rangy. He understands his assignment. He's able to keep his eyes disciplined. There's a lot to like about the versatility of McGaskin's game. He's a true sideline to sideline linebacker too. Notre Dame has been really emphasizing that they want guys who can get on their horse and get, from one side of the field to the other. They can make tackles from the opposite hash. He's absolutely that kind of linebacker. When he comes downhill, he is at his absolute best, which for an undersized linebacker does beg a little bit of a question. Is he kind of like that Jalen Sneed type of linebacker where he's maybe a little bit not undersized for modern, college linebackers, maybe a little bit on the smaller side for the position, but his skill set ultimately does put him, best fit at outside linebacker. There's a little bit of that in there. So there's maybe a little bit of question on exactly what the learning curve and the fit curve will be. But this is a violent player who is a turnover machine. He attacks the football. When he's making a tackle on, in space, when he's coming up to make a play on a guy who's made a catch, whatever it is, McGaskin is religious about attacking the football. It happens every single time. He gets an arm in there, gets his helmet in there. He's going to make an attempt to jar that ball loose and create an opportunity for a turnover for his defense. And when you're a coach and you're watching a young linebacker who has this kind of physicality and violence to their game, seeing that discipline to continue to go after the football but still be able to finish with style, that's kind of the balance you want, right? You want players who are going to be able to tailor that violence situationally to create turnovers, but not get out over their skis and miss tackles. And then McGaskin is very, very balanced to kind of attacking in that way. Despite being listed as a three-star on 247 Sports, McGaskin had offers from the like of Auburn, LSU, Miami, Ohio State, Tennessee, Texas A&M, and many, many others. He chose Notre Dame because it was the right fit for him. He was blown away during his time on Irish Invasion. We had a chance to talk to him after the event, and he said to media after the event that he could see himself in South Bend. He could see himself there for the next few years, thought the campus was beautiful, and there was clearly a connection made with the place. So moving forward, McGaskin is definitely a cornerstone piece for this class. I think that four-star composite ranking is a little bit more indicative of what his ceiling is, even if there is that undersized component. He is only a little under 6'1". But McGaskin is an exciting prospect for this Notre Dame defense. He fits exactly what they're looking for in a linebacker, and he's just versatile enough to be able to play several positions, even if there's some question about where his best value add is. Another Notre Dame commitment, another Irish Illustrated video. We got you covered for every one of them right here on Irish Illustrated.